Hi there, Assalamualaikum everybody. I am Madam Azima from My English Matters, and I'm so happy that you are here because today we're going to talk about I'm shy to speak English because my grammar is bad. Now, say hello if you're there live so I can see that everything's connected and things, okay? All right. So, we're going to talk about I'm shy to speak English because my grammar is bad. And normally, every Thursday we send you emails if you are a subscriber, but today we've decided to talk about this issue through Facebook Live, like what you see here. So in case you don't know, My English Matters, we teach English to Malaysians through online courses, live workshops, and even Facebook videos like this, like what you see now. Hi there, Norliza. Waalaikumsalam. Okay, great. Okay. So, I'm glad that you're here, okay? Settle in because it's going to be hopefully 1 hour, maybe, depends. Depends on how interactive you are, okay? So let me repeat again, the title is I'm shy to speak English because my grammar is bad, and you can write your comments or questions down below. I'll try to read them in the end or throughout, depends, but try to keep to the topic, okay? Try to keep the topic, okay? All right, hi Amna, I can see you, okay, good. Is Aisha there as well? Amna and Aisha are the team members. They are the team members of My English Matters, so they're going to be down there and they are going to moderate the comments and they're going to assist me in case there's any mishaps. Okay, so let's go back to the title. I'm shy to speak English because my grammar is bad. Now, I'm going to frame this in terms of, do you need to speak English with correct grammar? Do you need to speak English with correct grammar in the first place? So I have 3 answers for you. Yes, maybe, and not really. And I'm going to break down yes, maybe, and not really into different sections, into 3 sections. All right? And you can write your comments or you can even share your story down below. Okay? Oh, hi Adiba. Hi. Hi Mazwin. Hi Hazik. Hi Yana. Great. Suraya, hello there. Okay, good. Good afternoon, Usha. Fantagiro, hi, hello there. Okay, so do you need to speak English with correct grammar? My first answer is yes. Yes, but listen carefully. When I mean yes, I mean in these kind of situations, all right? For example, situations like a keynote speech, okay, where it's a formal speech. There are VIPs there are international guests, there are international audience there. So yes, you do need to speak with correct grammar. Or a press conference, okay, you are doing a press conference, or even if you're sitting for an exam, like for example, IELTS exam, if you want to score a band 9, like an oral, okay, yeah, all right, or if you're debating, you're a world-class debater, you want to be the champion, then obviously correct grammar will help you get there, okay? Or maybe you're doing a talk, like a TED Talk. You guys familiar with TED Talk, right? Now, the thing is, the ones that I've just mentioned just now, giving a keynote speech, exams, debate, giving a talk, what do all these things have in common, right? What do all these things have in common? Number 1 is that you have time to practice. You have time to practice. So that's why you do need correct grammar. So obviously people who are involved in, let's say, a TED Talk, okay, a TED Talk, a very serious formal talk like a keynote speech like I mentioned, these people have practiced, they have script writers helping them, or if they are writing their own scripts, then they would have rehearsed, they would have had feedback, they would have had coaches to train them. So what I'm saying is that it took weeks and months to perfect their speech, which means, that's why it's no excuse for them not to have correct grammar, okay? So we don't compare ourselves to these people who have had weeks and weeks of training, years, perhaps years of practice to be where they are. And if you are aiming for exam like level 9, band 9 for IELTS, then obviously you need to put in the time, okay? So that's what I'm saying. You need correct grammar in these high stakes situation, yes. But should you compare yourself to them? Okay, yes and no. Number 1, yes, in terms of it's good that you want to aim to get to that level, but just remember it takes years and it takes time, and sometimes you might have to hire a trainer, you might have to hire a consultant to help you with that, to get to that kind of level. Okay, guys? All right. Hi, guys. Okay, I'm seeing you guys. Okay, good. So, should you compare yourself? No, not right now, because if you compare yourself to them, you're just going to feel demotivated. So, strive, but don't compare yourself where you are right now. Okay, strive to get there, but where you are right now, just take it step by step and know that it takes time. However, I do want you to have a goal. I do want you to have a goal that you imagine yourself giving such a speech, giving a speech with perfect grammar if you want, soon, giving a speech soon abroad, possibly with, international audience. So if you can aim and have a goal and you imagine yourself in that situation, then fantastic. I mean, yeah. So I would like for you to train for it. If that is your aim, train for it as if it's a marathon. You know how athletes, they would not compete in any sporting event without years of training, right? Years of training. So it's like a total lifestyle change. So if that is your aim, then you need to train for it as if it's a marathon. Okay? And you could, of course, learn the art of public speaking. So my English practice, we're going to have this presentation skills workshop. That's on the 9th, 10th and 11th of May. That's next month, right? That's like a 2-hour session. It's a three-day marathon. It's not a marathon because it's just 2 hours per session. But you can know all about that when we announce it to our email subscribers pretty soon, okay? But again, if you aim to speak with correct grammar like these people, then study your role models. Study the way they speak, their pronunciation, their confidence, their word choice. So all these things take time and consistency and practice, okay? All right. Hi, hello there, Nurli. Hi Christine, yay. Okay, hi Nur Aida, yay. Okay, so the answer to that is yes, in those kind of situation, you do need correct grammar in those kind of situation only. But remember that speaking with perfect grammar is not the most important thing. It's not the major most important thing, because there are other factors which we'll talk about soon, okay? All right. Now, let's move on to my answer to I'm shy to speak English because my grammar is bad. So, my next answer to that is, do you need perfect grammar for this? My next answer is maybe. Maybe. When I mean maybe, I mean that what matters most is content. What matters most is content, along with delivery and even character. Okay, so what do we mean by content? So I'm going to give you a few scenarios where correct grammar is not needed. But yeah, maybe, yeah, you still need it, but not 100%, because content matters. So content matters during meetings. Okay, so you don't want to be the one struggling with your grammar, and you're not going to speak up because of your grammar when you've got something important to deliver. It's the content that matters when you're delivering your message in a meeting. Okay, if grammar might stop you from speaking up, so that is not your concern. That should not be your concern, but your content, and your content is clear, right? For example, it's based on facts, it's based on evidence, it's based on research, it's interesting. Yes, okay, that's what matters most. What if you're in a forum? You're in a forum or a conference. Well, it depends on the subject, right? People came to listen to you because you are the subject expert, right? So you're the subject expert on, let's say, bringing up good children, for example, or nutrition. Let's say nutrition. You're talking about nutrition, and so people came to listen to you because of your content, not because of your correct grammar. Okay, are you with me? So that's where grammar is not the most important thing, but content is. Now, what about job interview? Job interview. Do you need perfect grammar for that one, guys? I'm going to look at the comments as well, if there's any, any stories that you guys want to share. Okay? I'm just going to ask you this question. If you're going to hire somebody, are you going to hire them based on how articulate they speak, how well they speak, or their character? I mean, if you can, you would hire both because of both, right? But if you had to choose one or the other, how articulate they speak, but it's nonsense. Probably what they're saying is just nonsense, it's full of lies, and they're not really prepared. Or content, the person's content, meaning he's well prepared, his character is agreeable, right? You would pick somebody who's got character or who speaks with content rather than a person who speaks with just correct grammar. Okay? So this is where maybe comes into play. Okay? So I'm going to ask you now, do you know celebrities, or do you know athletes? Do you know public figures who speak charismatically but they still make mistakes? I'm sure we do have people in our mind who can speak, who can move people, but they don't speak with perfect grammar, right? If you know people, you can type them below, as long as they don't read this and then they feel like, oh my god, did you just mention me? All right, so yeah, okay, I'm just going to look at Norliza. Maybe, except for English corporate communication field. Yes, Norliza, that's very good. It depends on the situation. If you are hired because of you are in the English or corporate communication field, yeah, then you would definitely need to speak above maybe. So you do need to have good grammar. I need to strive for that. Yeah, definitely. I would agree with you on that in that sense. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Chitla, grammar is not a big matter in usual conversation. What about in writing? And okay, what about in writing? Okay, so because we're talking about grammar right now, in speaking, it doesn't matter as long as the content is delivered clearly. But in writing, it's a whole different field. In writing, because in writing you have time. You have time to edit. You have time to craft your message, to draft 1, draft 2, draft 3. So you would never send a report full of grammar errors. You would have had it proofread. So you would need to edit it or hire a proofreader, got somebody to give you feedback. So in writing, it can be unforgivable if it's like a thesis. Okay, a thesis and all of that. So in writing is a different topic altogether. So you would want to strive for perfection if possible. But I'm talking about in drafting, throughout the drafts, it's not going to be perfect yet. It's not going to be perfect yet, but the final product would have to be near perfect. Okay, Chitla? Okay, Siti Nur Fadilah, we don't only have problems with grammar, but pronunciation too. Okay, I'll talk about pronunciation and all of that towards the end, when I'll give you tips on how to improve your pronunciation. Okay. All right. Aisha, hi there. Okay. Yeah, Fazira. For me, when we speak English, the most important thing is the input, not the grammar. Yes, you get it. You got it right. Correct. When we speak English and then when we are listening to people as well, we have to forgive them when they make mistakes as well, because we're listening to the content. The content is what matters most. All right? Grammar can be learned, and it takes time, it takes years, it takes dedication. Okay? All right. Fazira, when we write, grammar is important. Correct. Oh, Usha, yes. From my point of view, speaking with confidence is more important than grammar. Yes, correct. Speaking with confidence, and confidence comes from your tone of voice, your body language, how prepared you are, and all of that. Yeah, very good. So good. Okay. Muhammad Rosli agreed. Just need to continuously practice. To practice continuously. Very good. Okay. So I remember I had this. I attended several talks by this ustaz, right? It's ustaz, so he would speak in English, but English is not his first language. So it's he spoke Arabic and he spoke another language, and so English would be his third language. But when he spoke, we'd be crying. We'd be like crying, we'd feel or motivated, we'd feel energized, and none of grammar is not important, none of that matters, but the content, the heart, the sincerity of delivering it, that's what matters most. Okay, guys? And I'm sure you know people who are like that. You might have teachers who are like that. You might have a YouTuber who you listen to. Okay, content is what matters most. All right. So in terms of what kind of level should you reach then? What is acceptable level of English do you need? All right. So we don't want you to be totally like so poor and then you're like, okay, I'm just going to stay here. It's okay. No, you still need to continuously improve yourself, okay? So I've got this reference guide. It's on our website, but I want to refer to it for a bit. But it's called CEFR, which stands for Common European Framework of References for Languages. CEFR. So it's an international standard for describing your language ability, for describing language ability. So it's a standard, it's an international standard. So it describes language ability based on a 6-point scale. Okay? So for example, I've got this written down. Okay, so CEFR. So it describes you whether you are basic level, like are you A1 or A2? Or are you the independent level, which is B1 and B2? If you are proficient, C1 or C2. Now, for those who are working, undergraduates who have graduated, you need to get to B2. You need to get to B2. So that's where you need to continuously learn, upgrade, improve yourself. You need to get to B2. So you can read all about that. If Amna can drop the link, after this video ends, Amna can drop the link. Yeah, she has already. Okay? Alright, so try to get to B2, and it is ongoing. Like I said, learning English, improving yourself is an ongoing study. You don't give up. You don't give up just because you're a level A1. You can still move ahead, and if you're here, you want to move here. Okay? So for that one, you can check out the link after the lesson finish. Okay? So if you are B2, you are already independent. That's a great place to start. That's an ideal place to be in. But again, it depends. It depends on how much do you need to use English at the workplace, and to whom are you speaking to? And are you speaking to international colleagues? Are you speaking to international clients? Do they understand you? Do you understand them? But this is the thing, English teachers need to get at least C1, which is very interesting. And did you guys know that in 2019, English teachers had to take MWET? And this was quite, like, it caused an uproar. I mean, some teachers were upset, some teachers were really happy to do it, some teachers were like, oh yeah, we can do it. But they had to take MWET in 2019, and not all the teachers did it. But it was the Education Ministry's directive. They had to take it. So MWET has 4 papers: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So you had to get, there's band 1, which is like limited user, and then you've got band 6, which is highly proficient. So the English teachers in Malaysia had to take MWET, and some of them scored quite well. So not all of them took it. I don't know what's the latest news about that, because that was in 2019. Do we have teachers here who took MWET recently? English teachers, maybe some of my friends. Okay, so if you want to check, if you want to take MWET is always available. I think it's like 3 times a year. If you want to just give it a go to see what level you're at. But I actually taught MWET for 1 semester, and I'm telling you, it's very technical. It's very technical because you have to learn how to read and write reports, and yeah, and write about it, and then using all these phrases. There are particular phrases you need to use to get to band 6, and not many people can get a band 6. If you want to challenge yourself, why not? Yeah, why not? Why not take WETs or even IELTS? IELTS is another, which is another monster. If you want to take that, yeah, maybe you can score band 9. But you know, you just want to see what level you're at, just to challenge yourself and to study. It's like training for a marathon, you know. Maybe that's your goal. So why not? Okay. All right. Okay, I'll address some questions after this, but continue to write your questions. I'll look at them later. Okay. So coming back to the point, you do not need to wait to have perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation to speak, but focus on your content, focus on your delivery while continuing to improve your English. Okay. So, coming back to, do you need perfect grammar? I already said yes in some situations, maybe in some situations, and my last point is not really in some situations. Now, let's take a look at what I mean by not really. Not really when you're talking to friends. Not really when you're talking to peers, when you're talking in informal situation. Sometimes the most important thing is that your message is clear, and you can even use Manglish. Okay, so some of you might be thinking, oh my goodness, is Mazima going to say Manglish is good? Well, I'm going to come from this perspective. If you're looking to blend in with your friends, it's like culture, it's like a company culture, and everybody speaks Manglish, right? And you don't want to stand out like a sore thumb, then why not have fun with Manglish, as long as you're able to switch back to standard English when required. Okay, so let's take a look at what is Manglish. Now, Manglish is our brand of English, where we mix Malay, we mix Mandarin, we mix Hokkien, we mix Tamil into our English. That's why it's called Manglish, Manglish, where we borrow words and even the sentence structure. So when we speak among our friends, Malaysian friends, they understand. But if you speak to non-Malaysians, it might be difficult for them to understand you. But again, it depends. Who are your friends? All right. So I'm sure you guys know a few Manglish, but let's see whether you can translate it into standard English. All right. Okay. I'm looking at the comments. Okay. All right. Look at this one. This is Manglish. Kenna. Proper English. I'm just giving you some suggestions. It's not 100% like. That's not it. Could be some other phrases. So, is it possible, or can you do it instead of Kenna? Okay, right? But you would say this with your friends, right? Wouldn't you? What about this one? Cannot. It would be probably no way, or no, it can't be done. No, it's not possible. So I'm just giving you alternatives for standard English. It depends on the context. So I'm just giving you some examples. If you have other suggestions of how to say this correctly, you can write them below. Okay? What about this? So how? So how? So how? The correct or proper English would be probably now what? Or what now? Right? Instead of so how. Okay? But again, Manglish is fun, so we do say this as a shortcut, and everybody in Malaysia would understand. Okay? Now the others cuba try. Yeah, okay. Okay. Alright. What about this one? I've got the answer, but got or not? Got or not? Maybe you're trying to say, do you have it? And then anything whatsoever. Do you mean to say the like or etc.? Like, I like vegetables except for broccoli, spinach, and anything whatsoever. She means the like or etc. Okay? All right, let's see any examples of Manglish that you guys use at your company, and maybe your boss uses them, and it's fun. It's fine. But again, my question is Manglish acceptable? What is our stand as a My English Matters team? Our stand is that if everyone's using it and you just want to create solidarity, you want to build rapport, and you just want to be friendly with everyone, then continue to speak Manglish. It depends on your company culture. But however, let me just stop you there. If you think that's it, I mean, stop there. You speak Manglish and you speak Manglish forever. No, as long as you can switch to standard English. All right, as long as you can switch to standard English when required. For example, in a presentation, or when you're meeting a guest, when you're hosting, when you're being an MC, when you're chairing a meeting. Okay, so all of that requires you to be able to switch from Manglish to standard English and then back to Manglish if necessary. Right, so it really depends on the situation. So it's not a straight yes, use Manglish, or no, use Manglish. It depends. Okay, right, Basha, I also use Manglish when communicating with my friends, right? Yeah, it's like because everyone's using it, and maybe you're texting it like that, and even I text my friends Manglish sometimes, just to make it easy sometimes. But it's not right. As long as it's not standard English, and you just have fun. Okay, how to use whatsoever. Oh, Aisha, can you reply to Aisha Humaira how to use whatsoever? Okay, better Manglish rather than nothing, Abdul Akar. Okay, all right. Okay, let's look at, I do have a story about what it was like to grow up in England. So My English Matters, the team, we're sisters, we grew up in England, and so I spent my childhood up until my teenage years there. It was 8 years there. So I was 8 until I was 16. So being there, we picked up a few Mancunian words. Mancunian words are basically it's like a dialect, or it's like a slang of where they speak differently than standard English. So I'm going to give you some demonstrations. Maybe I can type a few words, but like this word, innit, INNIT, INNIT. Now among friends, we're like, oh, that's a good movie, innit? Yeah, innit. No, I'm just doing my hands up like innit. Innit means isn't it? Right? Is that standard English? No, it's not. But we're among friends, we understand each other, right? And this word as well. Number 2, whatever. Instead of whatever, we say whatever. Whatever you say, whatever. Totally skip the T, right? Whatever. Okay. And the number is 30. So you'd say it 30 pounds. This costs 30 pounds, or this costs 30 quid. 30. So they totally miss the T, 30. And they like to say this as well. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I don't know if my Manchester friends, are you guys there? If you're watching, you can correct me, or you can put the phonetic transcription of how it should be, because I have not spoken like that in a while. And actually, I probably use it sometimes unconsciously with my sisters, but we don't really speak like that with our friends, just among our family. It is more about, it's more about accent, innit? Yeah, Abdakar, that's right, yeah. So it really depends, okay? So I'm just saying that everybody have their own dialects. You might have a Cantonese accent, you might have a Terengganu accent, Manchester accent, whatever it is. As long as you are understood by the people, then it's fine. But however, when I talk about my Mancunian story, these are the words that I only speak sometimes with my sisters, but I wouldn't use it in the classroom as an English lecturer. I wouldn't use it anymore. I mean, I wouldn't, but it might slip out once in a while. So yeah, it's about you. Oh, it's about you choosing which accent or what standard do you want to strive to, right? Okay, so is my voice not clear? Okay, let me just double check. Okay. Now my question is, do you speak Manglish and can you adapt to the situation? Do you speak Manglish and can you adapt to situations? Okay, if you can say yes, I do speak Manglish but I can adapt, great job. Okay. While we wait for that, hi everyone, hi. Thierno, I hope I got that right. Thierno Suleiman. Okay. Hello everybody. Okay, is the audio better now, guys? All right, I'm going to take questions from you. But before that, I just want to say, don't let programmers stop you from thinking. Don't let programmers stop you from trying to speak, right? Don't let programmers stop you, but keep on improving. Okay, guys? All right. Let me see. Can you hear me now? Is it clear? All right. So let's take a look at some questions. One, Rosdayu, I tend to translate whenever I teach in English just to get the message through. How to break the habit of translating, or what's the best thing that I can do whenever I get stuck? Okay. Well, firstly, what's your subject? I don't think you teach English, right? I think you've told me before, but I can't remember what subject you teach. Is it? Okay. I mean, if you're teaching English, I do know friends who would translate just a message clear, but there's a process that you can do. You translate maybe for that particular session, let's say 5 times for that particular concept, let's say. But the next day, when you translate, you need to write it on the board. You need to write on the board so they can see it clearly, and then you can say, I'm going to rub off this word. You're not gonna look at it again. I'm just going to use the English word from now on. That's it. Right? So that's you teaching them that you're no longer going to use the translation. Okay? Just to get the message through. All right. But how to break the habit of translating? Well, whenever you get stuck, I think it's okay for you to translate once in a while, but you can say, I am going to come up with an English equivalent after this, and then do your research and then find out where do you get stuck and really learn the English word for it. So it's about sitting down and really looking at words that make you stuck. It comes with preparation. All right, I can't give you a short answer. The best answer is you have to prepare. You have to prepare for things when things don't go as planned. Okay? All right, let's look at, okay, let me just go further up. Do we still need to talk English when the recipient doesn't understand certain vocabulary, ma'am? Chila? No, obviously. The whole point of communicating is that the person understands you, right? So if Bahasa Melayu is the language that both of you understand and you want to get the message out, then you need to speak Malay. I'm all for that. I'm all about making it clear with the person. You do not speak English to somebody who doesn't understand unless the person says, I want to learn English. Then it's a different situation altogether. All right. Okay. Let's take a look at some more questions. Alright, Basha. I'm a teacher. Actually, it's not necessary for me to use perfect grammar when teaching because I teach science. The important thing is the content. But I feel my teaching will become more interesting if I can speak fluently and use perfect grammar. I'm looking forward to join your class, madam. When you always talk about English framework for communication, I'm really interested to know because sometimes I use words in the middle of conversation. Okay, thanks, Abasha. Yeah, right, fantastic. I mean, yeah, join our class. CWC class will be open soon. The registration is currently closed, but we will open again at the end of the year or in the middle of the year. Okay. Right. Any more? Okay. So I was talking about Manglish, Wonder Hafiza. You can look at what Aisha has to say about that. She's written the summary below. Usha, I love to speak Manglish with my office colleagues. It's quite interesting and fun. Yeah, it's fun as long as you're able to adapt to situations, right? Okay, let's some more. Okay, sorry. Right, so, Abdul Akar. Some of our friends will smile when I speak English. I don't know why. What is my mistake? Ask them. I don't know what it is. Ask them, what are you laughing at? Did I say something funny? And if you have a thick skin, listen to their feedback. Or they might say, I like it when you speak English. It's cute or something. Or it's fun to hear or whatever. Yeah, it depends. Find out your friends. Maybe they want to speak English with you. That's why they're smiling. Who knows? Okay, let's see some more. I might not be able to answer everybody or read everyone's comments. Okay. Oh, Ross, if there's a question about conjunction words we can use other than, furthermore, in addition, other than that in our presentation conversation. I think Amna, can you just answer that one? Okay, because sometimes I can't really think right now on the spot, so that's why we have Amna and Aisha to help me to answer, quickly. All right. Okay. Right. So we have collected a few questions as well from our subscribers. The question is, how do I improve my pronunciation? So, Aisha, can you give them this link, oxfordlearnersdictionaries.com. That is our favorite online dictionary where there's an audio that you can listen to. Just type a word, you listen to the audio, you choose British English or American English. There's only two choices there. British or American, and then repeat many times. And I gave this assignment to our students who are taking Communicate with Confidence course, which is to list 30 words, 30 words you need to use in your professional life and your daily life. List 30 words that you need to use in your professional life and 30 words in your daily life. Really sit down and really list these words that you have difficulty with, okay? And then go to the dictionary and listen to the audio. Click on the audio and listen and repeat many times until you're really happy. When I say 30, it's basically one word a month. And just repeat many times. Repeat until you're happy with how you sound. That's how you improve your pronunciation. And I want to start with professional and daily life sort of words, words that are in that dictionary, because in that category, because you want to use them at work. You don't want to use random words. You don't want to be random with your learning, right? Why are you learning a word that you're never going to use? You're just going to forget. It's a waste of time. Okay. All right. Question number 2 that we often get is, how do I improve my fluency? How do I improve my fluency? So my answer is to record yourself on your phone. Do a video diary. Have you guys done that? Because I've said this many times. I think I've said it in the email. I've said it in, I don't know if I said it in email, but probably Amna said it, because Amna writes all the emails. But in previous classes with my students, I would recommend them that record yourself on your phone is a life-changing exercise. So when you record yourself, I'm going to give you a challenge now. You're going to speak about a topic. It can be any topic without preparation. So record yourself, have a timer, speak for 2 minutes without any preparation. Stop, Okay, the rule is just speak, and you can't repeat yourself. You can't repeat yourself, but just see how many points that come out of your mouth. Stop after 2 minutes, watch, and then extract ideas from it. Extract some really, really good points, and then look at your bad habits. What were the bad habits? What were the things that you kept on repeating? What were the things that made you stuck? What were the words that you wanted to say but didn't come out? So analyze yourself, all right? And then extract the points, do it again. Do it again. And do the same exercise, but the third time that you're going to do this, you are going to now fully prepare with an outline, okay? With an outline where you really extract the good points. This time you arrange it, you have your introduction, you have your body, and then you have a really great conclusion, all right? So it's like 3 steps really, recording yourself 3 times until you're pleased with it. So you can actually do this every day. So that's how you do it to get fluent, okay? And it's good because you're doing it by yourself. All you need is your phone. That's it. You don't need a friend to watch you. So do that and let us know in the email. Email to us and tell us how it goes, okay? All right. And the next tip I want to give you is watch the 7 tips that we gave to you. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to myenglishmatters.com. We have 7 tips for you. So it's a video lesson, it's free. Watch that, or if you haven't watched it in a while, watch it again and pick up the things that you like. Because it's different from saying, yeah, I've watched it. Yeah, you have watched it, but have you applied it? No, you haven't. Most likely you haven't. So that will get you to the next level, hopefully, inshallah. Alright? Okay? Alright, so what is the first step to learn English? Zai. Okay, I've just given you you need to subscribe to myenglishmatters.com to watch our 7 tips that will get you started. Okay, that will get you started on your journey. And then, because we send our blog, our emails every Thursday, learn from there. Learn from the emails that Amna has written. So every Thursday we send you emails about English, about communication. Learn, read, print it out. We have students who actually printed out the emails and filed it. And we have students who actually put up some of the phrases that Amna gave in the email, put up on the wall of their office. Yeah? So this is all up to you as an adult. You decide how much you want to learn, how much you want to improve. Alright? But the most important thing is never give up. Okay? Never give up. A third question that we often get is, no, this is not we often get, but this is a question we recently got. This is from Fatiha. How can we learn English from TV? How can we learn English from TV? Okay, this is a good tip that I'm going to give you, but I think a few of my students also do this. Use headphones. When you're watching TV, use headphones. And why do I say that? Because that's when you really, really listen to the intonation. You're really listening to the words that they use. And so you're learning more than English. Because intonation is very important as well in terms of fluency. Alright? Okay, and secondly, because I'm looking at the comments there, put English subtitles on, English captions on, English to English. So that way you're also reading, you're looking at the spelling, and then you're also listening to how it should be said by the native speakers. All right. So captions should be on, subtitles should be on, English to English, and then another level is to write out the phrases that you hear. Write out phrases that you hear, and if you can test yourself, what were the phrases without listening? What were the phrases you heard? And then look at the subtitles. Did you spell it correctly? Did you miss out the S's? A lot of our students always miss out S, the plural S, and they miss out ED, the verb ED, which shows past tense. And so if you do these things, inshallah, you will improve your English, right? Okay. Alright, so are there any more questions? If it's grammar related questions, Amna will look at the questions and turn it into a blog for our an email for our subscribers. Okay, guys? So if it's a grammar question, we will turn it into a future lesson, which we will send to our email subscribers. Okay, so let me just check if there are any more questions. Okay, and you can write your questions and comments as long as I'm live, right? Okay, let's see. One, Rosta, I teach English. Oh yeah, okay, great, you do teach English. So I hope you're gonna do what I told you, the tip that I gave you. Okay, speaking on video, speaking on camera would be one of the first steps as well. Okay. Okay, let's see more. If I did miss out, I'm sorry, I do apologize. Alright, Nadia Anis. How to respond to those non-Malay who speak English initially to me, but then they decide to speak Malay because they assume I do not understand, or because maybe I'm a Malay with tudung. Okay. What you can do is, Nadia Anis, you are going to be determined to speak English to them. You're not going to break your character. You are going to continue to speak English to them because probably they're not used to it. They probably think that you are more comfortable speaking in Malay. They might think so. They're trying their best to adapt to you. Let's just assume that. Okay, so let's assume the best of them. They want to adapt to you, and they can speak Malay, so they want to speak Malay to you. But what you're going to do is you are going to continue. You're just going to speak English to them. Okay, but you're not going to do it in a mean way. You're not going to do it to prove yourself to them, right? Hello, I can speak English. But you're going to do it with kindness, and they're going to get it. They're going to get it. Okay. All right. Any more questions? Okay. Oh, okay, Adiba. I can't speak Manglish. My office mates will change to total Malay when they speak with me. I think it's a sign that my English is not good. Okay, Adiba. Again, it's all about how you interpret. How do you interpret that? If it is a sign, then you're going to do something about it, right? You're going to learn English. Okay. All right. Eza, sometimes I'm stuck in the middle of speaking to someone because I feel like my English isn't so good. All right. So, for that, Eza, that comes to the part where how do you interpret that? All right. So when you feel stuck, and because you feel like your English is not good, then you have to do the work. You've got to keep practicing. You've got to keep practicing and don't give up. If today you didn't do very well, then you always have the next time. You always have the next time to speak more English than you did yesterday. So don't give up. Okay? Don't give up. All right. So I have a message to the grammar police out there, okay? The grammar police are those who nitpick. They pick every grammar mistake you make. So that could be your colleague, that could be, I don't know, whoever makes you feel bad. So this is a message out there for them, right? So grammar police or grammar Nazis, let's not point out their mistakes by ridiculing them. You can encourage them to use good English by being a role model. So you can encourage them to use good English by being a role model, not by being a jerk. Okay? That is my message to those who are, they make fun of you, they make fun of people who speak bad English, they correct you in such a way as to ridicule you. So let's try not to have this culture where you make fun. You're like, oh my god, look at her, she's trying and she can't even just write in Malay, just speak in Malay. Your English is so bad. How are we gonna continue this culture of making fun of each other? It doesn't help anybody, right? As for victims of these grammar police, victims of them, what you can do is just take it as a feedback, take it as a champion, because remember, you're learning. So you are going to make mistakes. You are going to make mistakes. People will point it out to you. You just have to be humble as you go about on this journey. You need to take it as a champion, as an athlete, as a feedback. You're just going to go on your marathon. All right? Okay. So that's it. That's my message for you guys. I hope that you guys have benefited from this session. This session is called I'm Shy to Speak English because my grammar is bad. And my answer is, do you need to speak with perfect grammar? And I gave you 3 situations. Yes, in certain situations. Maybe in certain situations, and not really in certain situations. So if you like this video, share this video, do a watch party, and of course, if you haven't yet become a subscriber, go to myenglishmatters.com to subscribe to get English lessons every week. And of course, if you have questions, you can email to us at info@myenglishmatters.com. So that's it from me, Madam Azima, signing out on behalf of the My English Matters team, Aisha and Amna. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys take care, stay safe, and don't forget to share this video. And I'll see you and I'll speak to you soon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.